This video is sponsored by Film Convert. Since I started filmmaking and shooting videos, I've always wanted to work on the kind of style and the look that I've wanted for my footage. And so over the years, I have tried different ways of color grading my footage and just, stuff like that. And recently, last year, I was kind of introduced to diffusion filters, and I hadn't used them as much back then when I was introduced to them, because I got them and then I kind of forgot about them. But recently I picked up a mist filter from Tiffen, and I've been using it on the last few videos that I've done on YouTube. So you might have seen a difference, you might not have, I don't know. But I really like the look that it gives. It just kind of takes away the digital look from footage and it makes it look a little bit softer. Not in terms of like the sharpness in terms of the quality of the footage, but just the overall look of the footage. And so I feel like I'm gradually getting there with the filters. So at the moment I have got the Tiffen mist filter on, and I'll show you what it's like with it off. So this is what the footage looks like without this filter on. And if you look closely at the filter, you'll see that it's kind of got these little speckly bits in it, which creates the diffusion. And so this is what it looks like without the filter on, and I'll just put the filter back on. So this is what the footage looks like again with the filter on. And I just really like the way that it just takes that digital look away, like I said, and it just gives the footage a really nice softness to the skin and have that nice kind of dreamy look as well, because you can get different strengths in diffusion filters. So this one is a 1/8 and it's one of the milder filters, and so you can also use ones where you've got 1/4. Would you say a quarter or a fourth? And then the next one, which is 1/2. I'm just going to put it on the screen because I want to say half, but it kind of sounds weird when you're talking about it in filters. But so the higher you go, the higher you go, the stronger the filter. I feel like I'm really rambling, like I don't know what I'm saying, but basically what I'm saying is this filter is on the lower end of the strength, and so you can get stronger diffusion filters, but I feel like this one, feel like the 1/8 is definitely gives you a good balance between it not being like crazy and then, actually being able to see a difference. So it really depends where you want to go with your footage and what kind of look you're creating. So you'll notice it more when you film with lights in the background as well, because it creates a halation effect around the lights, and it makes lights look really nice. So yeah, that is what I love about diffusion filters. So as I said, the sponsor of this video is Film Convert, and I've been using Film Convert Nitrate for a good few years now. I pretty much use it on every single video, and the great thing about Film Convert Nitrate is that you can colour correct and colour grade your footage all in the Film Convert Nitrate plugin, and it is essentially a film emulation suite which gives you access to lots of different film stocks, so you can create a really classic film look to your footage, just basically taking away that digital look, and it's just perfect for colour correcting and colour grading. The other plugin that Film Convert has is one called Cinematch, and this is perfect if you're shooting with a multi-camera setup and you're not using cameras which are identical. It basically allows you to match both cameras really quickly, and it takes a lot of the manual work out of doing it without using Cinematch. So that's a really great plugin to use if you're shooting with a multi-camera setup. It has various different camera packs, so if you also wanted to just emulate a certain look from a different camera, then that's something that you can also do with Cinematch. I've dropped a link in the description so that you can check out Film Convert and Cinematch in more detail, and if you use the code Tamara, you'll get a 10% discount as well. So as I mentioned, you can get different strengths of diffusion filters, but you can also get diffusion filters as square filters, so not just the screw-in filters. And they're the ones that I got last year, which were from Format High Tech. And I have used them. I said previously that I haven't actually used them, but I have used them a couple of times, but I just haven't used them as much as I have been using diffusion filters recently. And the great thing about the square filters is the fact that you can stack ND filters as well, and also polarizing filters. So if you wanted to, so at the moment I'm using this screw-in filter from Tiffen, and if I needed to put a variable ND filter on my lens, I'd be able to, but I'd probably get a bit of vignetting because I'm stacking the filters on top of each other and they're not necessarily slim filters. Whereas with the square filters, you can stack as many filters as you want without having any kind of adverse effects in terms of vignetting. So that's really cool. That's what I really like about the square filters. And also with square filters, I feel like you need a little bit more time when you're shooting to use them, which is why I typically tend to use variable NDs that are screw filters. But having said that, Freewell did come up with a 7-in-1 magnetic filter holder system, which I've done a video about, so you can check that out, because one of the base ND filters is a mist filter, which is actually really useful and a clever way of doing it. But otherwise, using square filters is the other way to do it, because then you can, like I said, stack the different filters on top of each other. So the filter that I'm using at the moment to shoot this video is the Tiffen Black Pro Mist 1/8 filter. And I also picked up this one from Tide, which I haven't tried yet, and I want to see what the difference is between these two, because this one is a lot cheaper than the Tiffen filter, but it's also a Black Pro Mist 1/8. So in another video, I'm going to compare the two and see how much of a difference, if there is a difference between them. But yeah, that's literally all I want to talk to you about today. Just the fact that I love the fact that I've found another piece of the puzzle to the look that I'm kind of going for, as well as color correcting and color grading, which is where I use Film Convert and I have been for a few years. So yeah, I hope you found the video useful in some way. If you haven't looked at mist filters before, do check them out, because you might actually find that it might be the missing piece to your footage as well. But thanks for watching, and catch you guys next time.